Good morning, my Tubies and my Teletubbies. It's Sheila Truelove. If you are returning, welcome back. If you're new, welcome, welcome, welcome. Please don't forget to subscribe and press the like button if you like this and share it with other women who you feel will benefit from it. Also, don't forget to press the notification bell so you will be the first one to know when I have uploaded a video. Now, I just want you to listen in on this conversation being held, and hopefully, this will help you understand the reason why I feel the way I feel when it comes to I think it's best for women to make sure that they always have boundaries and standards. And I'm hoping that women realize you should never ever compromise when it comes to your boundaries and your standards because that's what's going to protect you. That's what's going to protect you. And anytime you don't have any boundaries or standards, you become a floor mat. You become a pygmisha. You become someone who dudes feel it's okay to treat you any old kind of way. It's okay to abuse you. And as you see the picture that I posted here, this is the only picture I could find with more than one with women. You know, this is how women usually end up. They always end up the ones crying. They always end up ones suffering. They're always the ones doing the most. And most of the time, most of these women that you see today who are married or who's in relationships, it's mainly because they don't have any standards. They don't have any boundaries. One of my boundaries, you cheat, honey, you cannot come back from that. No, no, no. You don't get no second chance because that's not a mistake. That's a decision. That's a choice that you made. Another boundary, I will not deal with nobody who uses drugs, someone who abused alcohol, someone who used to be on God's team, but they left God's team. No, those are my boundaries. My standards, you have to be on God and Jesus Christ's team because I don't want to be with a man who's on Satan's team. And I keep in mind what the Bible says. It says, what God has joined together, let no one put apart or let no one put asunder. But you have to make sure that God has joined your relationship together and not Satan the devil. Because when I look at a lot of these relationships today, God had nothing to do with these relationships. And what you're about to listen to now, this is a couple who they say that they're married, but not legally, but spiritually. All that nonsense that these dudes do just to try to still be single. We have to make it clear. Look, if you're not married or you're not engaged, you are still single. He is still very single. He is still out there on the market. You are still single. You are still out there in the market. I was looking at something on the Breakfast Club, and they had a group of dudes talking together, and they all said the same thing. I'm not married. I'm not engaged, so I'm single. And women have got to understand, no, you do not have a man if he's not your husband and he's not your fiance. He is still a single man. And so are you. Anyway, listen in on this conversation and tell me what's your take on it, because I'm just like, come on, ladies, we got to do better than this.
But Ms. Goins hasn't mentioned anything about you being a bad father. She's talking about the relationship. Are the two of you married? Yeah, we got married through our spiritual leader. Not legally though. And I'm not saying that he's a bad father. What I'm saying is he's like a bad husband. Like you're cheating, you're doing all these other things. That's not what a husband does. If you are now, a good before father, we even got technically like spiritually married, we were just kind of like dating. So, and then we had went through a whole minor breakup. When we had minor like broken up, I went to go chill with a girl that I've already had a great relationship with. When I had came back to her, she thought that we were still together when I actually announced verbally we were not together. She said, "Oh, you cheated on me." So in order to make it up, trying to make her happy as a girlfriend at the time, I said, "Okay, I apologize for cheating on you. I'm going to fix it. I'm not going to do anything else ever again." You feel me? This was before the two of you were spiritually married. Explain to me what that means. How did that happen?
So we didn't get married through the state. Our spiritual leader brought us together in like a ceremony, and it was like our whole congregation was there, and then he just brought us together in the hands of the Most High. So
what religion are you?
It was a Hebrew Israelite religion. I don't practice that religion no more, but that's what I did, like, to kind of make favor with him, because he kind of introduced it to me. So I didn't know too much about it before, but once he explained to me, that's when I got into the religion. But yeah.
So the two of you under this spiritual marriage refer to each other as husband and wife,
right?
And that's the way you've been living the last 5 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we kind of rushed into it though. Okay, it was a lot of outside entities, a lot of outside energies trying to, just telling me basically, because I was kind of conflicted. I ain't gonna lie. Between like my thoughts and the outside thoughts, like my parents, they were saying that she wasn't a very good woman or whatever, and I was trying to give her a chance. Basically, I seen a lot of good things in her. It was like she wanted to buy land, she wanted to grow, plants, she wanted to build an earthship. I just seen a great woman in her, and I was just trying to grow with her.
How long after the two of you started dating did you go into the spiritual marriage?
It was basically like maybe a year. But
a year.
Yeah.
But I feel like he didn't have to rush. He proposed to me in front of everyone, the whole congregation. That wasn't like something he decided to do that on his own. So like if he wasn't ready to be married, he shouldn't have made that big commitment in front of everybody. Like,
that's okay. That's
knew other kids, other men.
But he said he was ready. You say he wasn't.
I thought, but it doesn't
seem like. You said that the issue really came up with religion. What were your issues?
I feel like he already had his biased opinion on how he thought things should be in his family, and things of that had like their own opinions about how I should live or how I should dress or how I eat. It was always that outside opinion and everybody else just butting into our relationship, and he would never stop setting no boundaries. Like, it doesn't really help, like, at all. It just causes a lot of conflict, like, to me.
You said one of the issues was with your diet.
Yeah.
Food. What about that?
Like not eating pork and shrimp, crabs, and things of that nature.
Did you get in trouble for that?
I mean, it would be an issue. Like, it would be a problem if he would have knew that I consumed it. It would be a problem.
Were you still partaking?
Yeah.
In shrimp?
I do.
And this was after the spiritual marriage?
Yeah.
That you agreed not to eat?
I kind of.
Also, one more thing, if I may add. Look, I caught her eating like some pork while she was pregnant with my son. You know what I'm saying? She was eating a ham sandwich.
And so you caught her eating the ham sandwich. What happened?
I was upset. I mean, I couldn't.
It was very verbally aggressive, very rude, very like.
What did he say to you?
He was just like, "That's unclean. You're dirty." Like things of that nature. Like he'll be very rude, and me being pregnant, it would hurt my feelings. Like I'm very emotional. I'm very sensitive. So.
You said that.
Now, do you see how this lady here? She's doing the most. She's changed her religion just to follow after this dude. She's not eating foods that she enjoy, even if she's pregnant. And he was verbally abusive. He abused her so badly, emotionally, until the woman was breaking down in tears, as you see this picture here. This is how women end up. Now, women, you have got to understand, you've got to, the more confident a woman is, the more she will never let anyone exploit her. We teach people how to treat us based on our level of confidence. I'm a very, very confident woman, and a lot of women, I might not get along with certain women because they like women who are passive, women who are mousy, women who don't stand up for themselves, who don't speak up for themselves. Women have got to stop doing that. That's why I'm not friends with, there's like 2 females that I just don't get along with because they don't like the fact that I'm confident, I have a healthy self-esteem, and I will stand up and speak up for myself. Yes, I will. I am respectful. I'm nice the first 2 times I tell someone something. The 3rd time, I'm ripping you a new one because I don't like being disrespected. Okay? But I've had numerous people ask me, Sheila, How is it that you're so confident? Why are you always so bubbly and always so wow? You know. Let me see. I have this other person. Oh, they don't even call me Sheila. They call me Hi Miss Jolly, Jolly. Cause I'm not sitting up here trying to let nobody tear me down. You know what I'm saying? And where does my confidence come from? Because I know for a fact that based on God and Jesus Christ standards, I'm beautiful, I'm valuable, I'm precious, and I'm very, very special. I know that. Let me tell you how I know I'm special because God only draws special people to his son Jesus Christ. That's where my confidence comes from. This is also why I don't have to compete or compare myself to other people. I'm comfortable in my own skin because I know that good people and all the right people, they're going to want to be around people who measure up to God and Jesus Christ standards. Now, when you're sitting around here basing things off of men's standards and getting your self-esteem from some man, freak that nonsense because dudes, they're led by their little head. They're a man always with their penis in their hand. Forget their standards. You have to base yourself on Jesus Christ standards and Jehovah God. Yeshua, Yahweh. That's where my whole confidence comes from. And you are just as beautiful and valuable and special and precious as you in God's eyes. You are amazing. And you have got to know that. You've got to know that. When you walk out that door in the morning, you have got to know that. And then nobody can tear you down. Nobody will have you looking like these women in this picture. It's sad.
Issue because you said that there was an issue about polygamy.
Well, he did, like, before we got married, he mentioned bringing other women into the relationship, and I told him, like, a definite no, but it was, like...
With her permission.
Having another spiritual wife.
As with her permission.
Mm-hmm. But I wasn't with that at all, but it just kept being brought in and being pushed and stuff like that. Like, to the point where it was irritating me or upsetting me. Like, I've already told you no about this specific thing that we talked about. Why do you keep bringing it up? Why do you keep asking me for another? I don't want another woman. I'm just, I'm okay with us two.
Is that a part of their religion, having multiple spiritual wives?
It's a part of it, but it's not a demanding part of it. You understand? Like, in order to multiply, you have to have multiple wives. Also, the benefit of that is that we have free daycare. Daycare, education.
No. I had to pause on that. His excuse for wanting to be a polygamist is the truth is he wants to put his penis in somebody else and he wants other women. Because when it comes to this multiply, the earth is overpopulated. This is not like back in Adam and Eve days when the earth needed to be populated. No. But do you see how stupid these dudes honestly believe women are? They really think this is what I call pimp talk. They think women are so dumb and so stupid, and they should never buy into that because, first of all, the kind of job he has, he drives Uber. He sits around here and work at a pizzeria place, not saying there's anything wrong with those things. But when you want to sit up here and try to multiply and have a bunch of kids that you can't afford, that the women are ending up on welfare and food stamps and all of this nonsense, forget that nonsense. And you hear how women, listen, let's think about Eve in the Garden of Eden. How was Eve deceived? It's always words. Women are always being played and tricked and fooled based on words. You notice how the serpent, Satan, he didn't talk to the man. He didn't step to Adam with no words. Because he knew Adam wasn't trying to hear it. Adam wouldn't have fell for no nonsense like that. But it seems with women, all these dudes have to do, and I'm going to tell you this is true, and I've seen it. I've witnessed it. All they have to do is say, I love you, and tell you, baby, you're so beautiful. You're so beautiful. I love you. And there goes her purse. She opens up her wallet, her purse, out comes her money. There goes her legs. Her legs go flying wide open. Just for some words that this dude. Or he may throw you a crumb here and a crumb there of something. Please, ladies, please, we got to do better. We got to do better. And don't worry about where he's going to go to somebody else. Most of these women today, they're walking around looking like a walking STD. That's what these women look like, half dressed, butts flapping all loosely under their clothes. You can see, don't sit up there and say, well, if I don't do what he wants, he gonna find it somewhere else. Well, honey, he needs to go somewhere else. Let him go, because you don't want a boy, you want a man, and a man is like what the Apostle Paul said. When I was a babe, I did the things of a babe, but now that I'm a man, I put those things behind me. And out here in 2021, we have mostly broken little baby boys out here. We don't have any men. They're hard to come by. And when you think about the acronyms for boy, BOY, that's burden on you. That's all these dudes are these days. Nothing but a burden on you. And if you put an S at the end, burden on you, sisters. BOYS. Come on already. We got to do better. And stop getting tricked up from words.
You know what I mean? It's like I'm taking care of all of them. So, I mean, I don't see the problem.
Okay, but you didn't agree to that, but there were still issues with other
He was
people.
still cheating. He was still messing with other women.
You already know was no cheating.
Since I've been in this relationship, I've been faithful to him, loyal to him. I haven't cheated on him. I haven't stepped out with any other man, and I have not got the same return. It has not been equal.
What do you say is happening? I want to hear what she says, and I want you to defend yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
But she brought this case today. I want to hear.
So I would say like
her accusations, because I'm gonna guess she's not gonna accuse you of eating some shrimp.
So I would say that the main I wouldn't say the main issues, because there's been several different type of times he stepped out the relationship, but
okay, so you see where that part is going. Okay, I had to skip ahead, fast forward it. Now the girl has already found texts in his phone showing that he's been cheating, what have you. Anyway, here we go.
You know for a fact.
Yeah.
You message her and you say, I know you've been with Zay. How did you know that?
Why? That was just like some of the conversation, because I wasn't able to submit all the conversation, but we did talk. We went back and forth because it got like really
Did she tell you that she was with him?
She told me that they had sexual relationships, and I was
in your text messages.
Mm-hmm. And I was trying.
And you still have those messages?
I don't have them. Like, this was from years ago. This was like maybe 2 years ago. So I was trying to go back and find the messages, but I could only find.
So this woman is falsely accusing you. You say, whoever she is, because you don't even know who she is. What is going on with your spiritual marriage right now? Where do you stand?
We've been split up for a while, and I don't really think it's any type of reconciliation.
It's done.
It's done.
And why is that? Is there something in particular that's happened?
Yeah, I mean,
recently for you to come to this conclusion.
You know, the past helps us figure out our future. Mm-hmm. The things that she did, I can't move on with that. You know what I'm saying? She just keeps doing things that are like habitual bad things. You know what I'm saying?
It's a lot of things. Whatever it is, you say you are finished, and there's no chance of reconciliation on your side. Ms. Goins, that is his position today in court. He said he's ready to move and co-parent, right? Because you have a child together, so you're always going to be in each other's lives. But in terms of the relationship, he said he's ready for it to end. So are you ready to make peace with that?
I mean, I guess I really don't have an option. Like, my ultimate goal was to try to kind of come to some type of conclusion. But if that's what he wants to do, that's fine as well, you know?
But you notice how she's still trying to hang on? Well, that's not what I really want. My thing is that we can come to some type of conclusion, some type of fix it. No. He's cheated on you. He's totally disrespect you. And you still want to try to work something out? What is there to work out? I know you have a son and together. There's co-parenting these days, honey. And you don't have to worry about your child not seeing their father. We have video chat. A child could have their father anytime they want. All they got to do is press a button and they have instant talking with their dad. So women need to stop using that excuse these days because I want my family together. Your family is still together. The kid still has his father and his mother. Co-parenting is real and it works and it's beautiful. So stop trying to use that as an excuse to hang on to these cockroaches and these dusties. Let go. And he's talking about the things she did. She has said, she admits, I've never cheated on this man. Never disrespected him. in that manner. You see how he wants to start polygamy. He wants to bring other women into the bedroom. It has nothing to really do with what this woman is doing. He just wants out. He wants out. And she still wants to try to hang on. And that's the part that breaks my heart for women. They're always doing the most. You look at them, they're walking around with high heels, heels that are damaging their back, damaging their feet. In the bedroom, they're always trying to find something sexy for him. I want to wear this, change up my wig. I did all that stuff too. I'm not going to sit up here and try to play like I'm above it all. I had my different wigs. I had my silhouette pumps that I would wear in the bedroom. I went and bought these new outfits for my husband, everything to entertain him. What work are they putting in? Trying to sustain the passion, trying to keep the marriage alive. What are they doing? You know, women, I work 40 plus hours. And then when I worked 40 plus, that means extra overtime. Then I used to come home and manage the household, cooking and cleaning and doing the laundry. And if he needed something sold, I did that too. Drawing his shower, rubbing his sore shoulders, massaging his feet. I was doing the most. And sure, sometimes they'll cook. Of course they're going to cook because they want to eat. And women are constantly doing the most. And that's why I keep saying, look, I want women who are strong, women who are smart, and I mean women who have common sense. Common sense. I like women who are independent. They don't have no man living in their house. They don't mind dating them. You could even be married to one of them. But let him live in his own place, man. Because men are a lot of work. And I was listening to Dr. Phil. I have tapes that I listen to when I'm on my treadmill. And Dr. Phil said, one thing he knows about men is that men will never do anything unless it's something in it for them. There always has to be something in it for them. Whatever happened to doing things just from the love of your heart, just from the goodness of your heart? Women are constantly doing the most. And personally, me, I'm so sick of it. I'm sick of it. Anyway, let's listen to the final advice this young lady has to offer. She's young. She's already a judge, honey. This woman she's a multimillionaire. This is on divorce court. She's a multimillionaire. Smart woman. I looked at her husband. I did the background check. She knew how to pick him. I'm hoping that eventually he don't get stupid. Do I think he will eventually? Yeah, I do. Down the road. But he knows she ain't no joke. She has standards. She has boundaries. And I'm sure he knows he better not cross those boundaries. I think about Steve Harvey, how he picked his wife, his second wife. She had standards and boundaries. Steve was trying to get stupid, like taking phone calls from other women. She quietly just got up, picked up her coat. She was ready to head to the door. And when Steve Harvey went running after her, she said, listen, Steve, very feminine, very, respectfully, I'm not playing these games. If you still out here, still want to sow your wild oats, go ahead. I'm not one to stand in your way. But let me tell you this. This is not something I will tolerate. And then I think about Dr. Phil. I don't do horoscopes. I'm working towards going against that. But Marjorie, Steve Harvey's wife, is a Capricorn. Dr. Phil's wife is a Capricorn. The Obama, our first black president, is a Capricorn. As you know, I'm a Capricorn. I don't put up with this nonsense. I do have standards and I have boundaries. And once you cross that, you're done. I'm done with you. You either going to get your act together, but cheating, I don't care. You can't come back from that one. I'm sorry. I'm not dealing with none of that. Because sex is something that's sacred. Sex is something that's very spiritual and special. That's how you know you're special to a man. When he's faithful, he don't pull his penis out with anyone except for you. And that shows me, don't tell me words. You know how words are. What Eve fell for, words. No. Don't give me no words. You show me that I'm special. And the only way you can do that is to keep your penis with you and me. A man will leave his mother and his father and he will cleave unto his wife. And the two will become one. And when it says one, it's not talking about, oh, you got to lose your identity and I got to stick up under him all the time and be with him. No, it's talking about sex. Because when you look at the scripture, It says anytime a man sleeps with a prostitute, he becomes one with her. So the Bible is speaking about sex. That's what makes them the one. Between that and having children. That's what it means when it says the two will become one. It means that he will only have sex with her. She will only have sex with him. That's what makes them one. Now, the moment he steps out of that, you're no longer one. He's now one with the prostitute he just laid up with. He's now one. Let me show you the scripture. Yeah, it's at 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 16. When a man joins himself with a prostitute, he becomes one with her. Check that scripture out. So that's what it means. A man will leave his mother and father, and the two will become one. It don't mean that you no longer have girls' night out. You have to sit up under this dude 24/7, or he no longer have the boys' night out, because that kind of marriage is not healthy. He should have boys' night out at least twice a month. She should have girls' night out. That's how you can hang on to your friends and your family, and it's healthy. I look at my lady Joyce Myers. Her and her husband, she's been married for over 40 years. She's been married for over 40 years, like I was saying, but her and her husband vacation separately. They have separate vacation. They do things separately. She has the time where she spends with her girlfriends, and he spends with his male friends. They go camping. They go play billiards. They go fishing. Time apart, at least twice a month. That way you get to hang on to your friends. You ever notice how sometimes when women get married, they forget all about their friends. They forget about their family. It's like they don't know how to chew gum and walk at the same time. They don't know how to juggle it. You're not supposed to lose your friends and family just because you got married. You're supposed to know how to be balanced and how to have a healthy marriage. And I would have had a healthy marriage if I wasn't married to narcissists. Like I said, the only reason why I picked the husbands that I picked is because they had courage. Because anytime you could be with a woman who has boundaries, standards, a woman who is not a floor mat, a woman who will stand up and speak up for herself, and you willing to be with her and work with this, that's courage. Because a lot of dudes, that's not how they pick women today. They pick women based on she can't have any boundaries or standards. She better not have a healthy self-esteem. And she's really cooked if she's confident. Oh, you can forget about her finding a husband. They're looking for floor mats. This is 2021. They are looking for women that they could use, abuse, and sometimes excuse. They got what they want from you. Now they're no longer as attentive. You don't do everything their way. Here comes the silent treatment. Yeah, well, you know what? It's time to know when to cut your losses, lady. Time to know. What I say, look, if you see your marriage is on the rocks, something is not work. 1 year. Try to do things real good 1 whole year. And when you see that it's not working, cut your losses early. Cut your losses early.
Type of conclusion, but if that's what he wants to do, that's fine as well, because he has his own option. But it makes me upset because I've spent like 5 years, invested 5 years of my life into this relationship. So
you're right.
Now, I understand how a lot of women feel that I've invested so many years, and I don't feel like starting from scratch. I just don't feel like starting from scratch. Like I was in my marriage for 11 years. I was with my man for 11 years. My second, Greg, 9 years. My other husband, I was with him 7, 8 years. I've invested all that time. So a lot of women feel I don't want to start from scratch. But what you have got to understand is you're not starting from scratch. You're starting from experience. You have experience now. You know what you'll put up with. You know what you like, what you don't like. You know what you'll accept and what you won't accept. So you have to try to see it. You always have to see things from a positive. Be an optimist, honey. Just like Sagittarius. I love those people. They are so optimistic. Oh my God. So you just got, I don't mean to do the horoscope. I keep tripping up because I've been doing that. I've been working with that for so long. I don't look at it as astrology. I do the ology part. The ology, like psychology. I just use it as ology because a lot of it just helps you to figure things out and please. It saves a lot of time. But anyway, if you know what you're doing. But let's listen to her.
It takes two people to want to make it work. just because you have a past with someone, it does not mean that that's indicative of the fact that you need to have a future with them. You're always going to have a future because you have a child together. But romantically, it doesn't appear that it worked out between the two of you. So you've invested 5 years. Don't invest another 5.
Thank you. And upon that note, my tubies, I love you. This is Sheila True Love. Until next time, bye for now.